FPL GW5 Transfer Plans, guys. In this video, we're going to take a quick review at how I did in GW4. Not so good. Look at what my transfer plans are, because a wild card has to be considered after the dismal performances. So, without further ado, let's get into it. The FPL Force rises with its very own web app coming soon. With every game week comes captaincy dilemmas, benching headaches, transfer doubts, and many more. So, let the FPL Force guide you. Not just through data-driven real-time analytics and recommendations so that you trust your every decision. I mean that feeling. You know, that feeling you get inside, the one you call a hunch, your gut, a thing. Now that's the FPL Force, and only FPL Force managers have it within them. The FPL Padawan, the Engaged Knight, the FPL Master. But beware of the dark side.
Silence as the FPL Force speaks. Will you wield the precision of the light side, or the power of the dark side? Take the quiz in the description below to discover your FPL Force persona, and begin your journey to FPL Mastery with a 50% discount when the FPL Force web app launches. You could just be the one the prophecy speaks of. May the green arrows be with you.
Alright, guys, let's get straight into it. Game week 4 did not go also well. I got my first red arrow, and I am still not necessarily happy with the start of the season. Rank is still irrelevant because a lot of people playing their chips. I haven't even played any of my chips. But that has made me consider, of course, playing one of my chips. That is the wild card. But we'll get into that. Let's just see how I did. My defense actually bailed me out in this one. Vicario doing well there with 8 points. Pedro Porro coming through with 6, and Tarkovsky as well doing the job. Had to play Diouf because 8 Nori was out with an injury. He possibly could have come away with another 6-pointer for me. Despite Guardiola being back, I'm pretty sure he would have played there where O'Reilly did. Buemo almost scoring, except for Donnaruma's brilliant excellence save there. Really was hoping to get something out of that game, including the actual Burnley game, which really they did so well to hold Liverpool back. I think it was not just the Haaland, but just that last penalty from Salah that actually did me like really bad, considering my captaincy blank, with Kudus continuing not to do anything for me at 3 points. Is those type of players of Wirtz and Kudus really making me think, should I be shifting up and changing things around? Gakpo coming in as one of my transfers this game week, along with Mateta, and both of them blanking surprisingly in games which a lot of us in as well as the bookkeepers, banking them to do well. So I mean, that's FPL for you, honestly. Just the game weeks where you feel like you're gonna do it, it's gonna should bang, it just doesn't bang. João Pedro coming in with 7-pointer for me there, and Ollie Watkins along with Aston Villa continuing to disappoint. Really not good. So in terms of my transfer plans now, I have to consider shifting up and changing things because of the way the season started. It's only four game weeks, and in all honesty, I have considered it, but I say considered playing a wild card to change things up, but it's not a good entry point for a wild card in terms of the way the fixtures are going to turn in game week 7, as well as the way the fixtures are right now and the players that you actually want, like the Arsenal assets and Man City assets, who have a good fixture grade in game week 6. Right now they're playing each other in game week 5. So the other point is, my team aligned so well to play the bench boost in game week 6. So it's honestly like it's not really an option really for me to wildcard, because a lot of the players that I want to bring in, I can't, because it just doesn't look good for Gameweek 5. It just does not look good for Gameweek 5. So that being said, let's take a look at the wildcard, which I did put together because I had to do the exercise. Now, this is what the wildcard essentially would look like. Dubravka in goal, along with Raya there, the two goalkeepers that I would want. Not necessarily based on rotation, but more so the wanting to get into that Arsenal defense. Tarkowski, want to keep him because I feel like he's really a set and forget when it comes to the tough, difficult fixtures. Like even this Liverpool one, you can put him in and expect some DEFCON contribution there. Munoz, really great attacking. Virgil van Dijk, both potential in terms of clean sheet and DEFCON. Cucurella, my attacking player. Senesi as well, being the DEFCON monster. So the structure I have really for the back, these guys I'm happy to get, right? These guys, regardless of what their fixtures are, going forward, this is like my structure I've figured out with the meta. I feel like in your back five, you have to have at least 2 attacking defenders and 3 DEFCON monsters. And so that's what I've done really with this, where it's like Tarkowski, Senesi, and then Virgil, who's like somewhat a balance in between. So yeah, that's really the back line. And then the midfield, Eze with Reinders, Semenyo of course doing well, Anderson because of that Burnley fixture along with the Sunderland fixture coming up, Dewsbury Hall really because of being an enabler to allow the Haaland front line, João Pedro and Gyökeres. Now when we think about Arsenal, fine, there's Saka who could be coming back, but right now I just feel like to get into that Arsenal attack, I'm very happy to go with the Eze, who's a cheaper option, as well as Gyökeres, who's got the penalties as well. I feel like that combination is a lot cheaper than a Saka, of course. Then you're going Reinders and a 90-minute man who's really attacking. Like in almost every game he's getting like really good opportunities, like he did even in this Man United game. So he's definitely someone I got wrong in the beginning of the season. I'm bringing in because definitely of that Burnley fixture coming up. Semenyo, of course, not necessarily the best fixture entry point right now. Again, this is what I was highlighting, is like you look at the fixtures that this wildcard's got. It's a good team, it's a good squad, it really is. But this game week 5 is just not happening for them, The other thing, when it comes to like the Nottingham Forest, you can see I've taken out 2 of my Nottingham Forest assets and I've brought in, some good squad players, but we don't know where Nottingham Forest is necessarily going to lie. Anderson might not necessarily be that DEFCON monster that we all think he could be now, considering he's going to be playing handball, and we know if you have more of the possession, you're not necessarily good for DEFCON. So being more attackive, I feel like he's losing that edge. Still on set pieces, if the team's going to be a lot more attacking, I mean, he's still a good buy. He could be in somewhat of a position like Reinders, who's a person who really gets up and who is part of those 2 8s if he's playing a 4-3-3. So that's why I've still got him there, to also get those fixtures, but I think if you really wanted to, you could take a Semenyo out and put who's this, Gibbs White, or not even a Semenyo, maybe even an Eze. But again, now you're losing out on that fixture turning game week 7, and it's just like, I think you can see like it doesn't work, bro. For me, I'm not happy with this wildcard, and like this is not the only team I try to put. I literally try to all configurations, even a Salah one, and I'm not even happy with the Salah one. I would be going Haaland, and that was always the plan. In game week 6, I'm gonna get Haaland in for that bench boost. So honestly, it just feels like my team right now still looks a bit better than this one in terms of this game week. So let's go to my current team. Let's go to my current team right now. So far right now, game week 5 team selection. In goals, I've got Sals against Burnley. I got João Pedro against Brighton, which is really unpredictable. hoping that Nottingham Forest can get a clean sheet there. But I mean, I'm not even sure about the Brighton game with Pedro Porro, so a lot more unpredictable there. Tarkowski, I just felt like is a better option than Diouf, in my perspective. Not to say that he's going to get a clean sheet, but I'm just getting the def con there. And then you've got Nico Williams there against Burnley. I'm hoping who could be very attacking in this new type of football that Andrew will be playing, I think, and hope he'll be instilling it more in Nottingham Forest. But again, I wouldn't be surprised the way Nottingham Forest has been performing for them to also go and get a 0-0 draw, or even lose maybe 1-0 or something. So really hoping for the Force to come in here and just give me that luck. And Buemo, happy with him. He's been doing well in terms of getting into the right positions and getting those shots as well. He's just been unlucky. Wirtz, of course, a player that we're all not happy with. Anderson, very much the same marks as Nico Williams, and then Gakpo there completing the 4 in the middle midfield, playing against Everton. He's got the vice captain. We'll get on to captaincy now, which is my dilemma really. Then Mateta against West Ham, which is what I would say a good fixture, but not necessarily with Salah out as well. And the fact that they're going to be playing Europe. And then you've got João Pedro there against Man United, then Watkins against Sunderland. Now, Vicario and Kudus on the bench there with Diouf and Aït-Nouri. Aït-Nouri, I'm really keeping him for that game week 6. I'm hoping that he's back by then. He should be. And that would really just complete my bench boost, which would be for Watkins out along with Wirtz out for Reyners and Haaland. Now, for this week, game week 5, I'm satisfied with the team. I would be rolling a transfer to make those 2 transfers in game week 6. There isn't any players I'm looking to bring in or whatever. I think right now I should not panic. I need to stay calm. I need to stay cool. I need to remember what my plan is. Of course, it's not necessarily looking good, but even trying to press the wildcard activation button right now, as you could see, is not the great decision to make, especially in an emotional state of mind of panic. So it's staying calm, staying cool. It's looking at the team I have, looking at doing that exercise of the wildcard. All other chips are not even in they're not even, because for me, chips need to be used strategically. It's not to just panic and I need to get points. No, as much as it's Red Arrow, Game Week 4, I'm not panicking as well. In the sense of my season's over because it's Game Week 4. I've got 5 chips. If I use them properly within those 5 chips, those game weeks consecutively, I could be skyrocket. So it's just having to remain calm and making the right decisions, man. And going on to captaincy. My captaincy this week was going to be Watkins, and not necessarily a decision I made last week, but when I started the season and decided to go the non-Haaland and Salah route, looking at their games, and I was like, cool. I said this in the beginning, I'm not afraid of Salah, it's Haaland that I'm afraid of, but I felt like I had players in each and every single game week who I could captain with my transfers made, of course. So Mateta last game week, but Sunderland's proven to be a problem, not just to Crystal Palace, but even West Ham struggled, and now you got Watkins in them as well struggling, and I was gonna captain him, but I can't. So it's on João Pedro for now, and I'm still thinking about it, but I just can't see anyone better. It's not gonna go to Mbeumo. I do not trust Man United at all, and I need to just keep monitoring João Pedro, Chelsea, Champions League, how they do minutes as well, and then take it from there. Vice captaincy is going to be on Gakpo, won't go anywhere. Could he be a captaincy? Yes, but my thing is, I believe Liverpool will struggle even against Everton. They'll score, I think it'll be 2-1 definitely, but I'm just not sure if I see Gakpo getting those goals. maybe even an assist. Can definitely get a goal, but really looking for a captaincy to do well. Wasn't, of course, if I had Haaland, gonna captain him anyway because he's playing against Arsenal. So I always know that Liverpool game against Everton is a cagey game. It's never like a free-flowing, well, not never, it has been, but I don't think it will be this season. Everton are actually looking good. So there's my predicament there. And then, like, Nottingham Forest themselves are not even options, you know. I'm not going to captain Pedro Porro, so it's on João Pedro right now. I don't trust Mateta because I don't feel like he has the support to be that fiery power I need him to be. So yeah, that's where it is really, my team selection. You guys let me know what you think. Should I hit the wild card? What transfers should I be making? Should I still not panic, relax, stick with the whole plan, bench boost game week 6, wild card game week 7? I would really love to know what your thoughts are, and how your game week did in the description below. Remember to hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.